Hi guys, guess who? And actually this is take two because I didn't think to put my phone in airplane mode or whatever I need to do. I don't get phone calls, so I wasn't expecting one at 8:30, and it's probably for the best because I was definitely rambling, I think more than normal. So maybe it's best that I started over, although I really didn't want to. I was about finished, but here we go. It's me again, your friendly neighborhood Benzo butterfly here. I just wanted to do this. I actually had just come in about 30 minutes ago from a 3-mile walk. It's very hot here. I think it is all over the country. And I knew, since it's already after 8, I knew that if I just kind of waited till I shower, all that, I probably wouldn't do this, and I really just felt I needed to go ahead and do this evening. And because there's something else I'd like to do this weekend, and that's do a very special song that I want to do for you guys. I'm hoping to get that done this weekend, although it'll just be me and, Acapulco, as I like to call it. But I'll tell you about that when I do the song. I just wanted the song to stand alone, though. I don't want it to be a part of a video, rather than explaining the song. So maybe I can now cut this a little shorter. It's like, what did I just say? So that's never happened to me before. It's like I was in the video and my phone is ringing. I'm like, no, I don't, and I don't know who it was because I didn't recognize the number. But so you can see, I hope to have a better setup. I'm ordering a little tripod that's got the little remote, because you guys know me. I don't edit my videos. I don't edit out me reaching over and touching the stop button, record button. I don't know how to do all this fancy stuff. I don't know how to add stuff into my videos and all that. This is by no means any kind of professional YouTube and type channel. I don't try to claim that it is, and maybe as time goes on I can learn how to do a little bit more, especially since I like to share music so much and want to do more of that. But hope to have a better setup when I get that. And I did borrow my son's, I'm not using it right now, I did borrow his microphone that hooks to your iPhone, so you don't have to be right on top, and we'll have better sound quality for when I sing, because I'm very self-conscious right now about my voice, my singing voice, because this process has pretty much robbed me of my singing voice. But the song, I want to share a lot of music with you guys eventually, but the song is this particular song means so much to me, and it's a song I really want to share with you guys because it reflects on how much you guys mean to me. And so I'm just going to catch you up a little bit. I could sit here right now and just kind of go off and rant and rave and tell you all the details of why it's been a pretty horrible almost 2 weeks, and how this living situation is not really working out, and how nothing's really as I thought it was going to be, and there were a lot of last minute changes. With those changes came, I'll explain to you kind of my setup here. This actually is a much larger space than my apartment. This is a huge living area, and there's 2 bedrooms. And so, but I'm sitting basically just a few feet away from my bathroom, and this is the back door, and my sofa's just right behind here, so the sofa and the bathroom are very close there. TV's over here on this wall, and that's where the bedrooms are on this side. And the one spare bedroom was supposed to be a little kitchenette for me, and my daughter-in-law's father's a plumber, and they were going to put in a little kitchen sink, and they were showing things to me pretty much up until the last minute. Will this suffice and whatever, and I'm like, yeah, just as long as I can, have enough little counter space to make my my protein shake, and because you have to spread out to do that, and my Ninja, and and cook my organic eggs in the morning, and you know, just a little bit, and just, I mean, basically I have my blender, my toaster, and my microwave at the apartment was an old half burn up one that had belonged to my son and three male roommates for quite a while, if you can imagine. So that was my microwave. It wouldn't even cook frozen vegetables. So with the help of some money from a very, or it was a housewarming gift basically from a very old friend of mine, she bought me a new microwave. And it sits in that spare bedroom on a little sideboard that that my son and his wife got found for me. But and then at a thrift store the other day, I found another little chest for $25 that I'm gonna lay some tiles on from Lowe's to be able to put this electric skillet that I bought so I can cook on it, because this little sideboard, I mean, it's basically a kind of a prep, you know, as far as like if you're like making a sandwich or, you know, doing my tea in the morning, things like that, or it's not an area to cook or even space to make my protein shake and stuff. So yeah, so you got so anyway, but last minute, you know, it's like, Mom, you know, would you be okay if we just put a utility sink in the bathroom? And you know, I mean, what are you gonna say? And it's like, okay, you know, and he's like, well, thanks for being flexible, but you know, I mean, what are you gonna say? You know, it's not my house, and I mean, they're giving me a roof over my head, but I mean, it didn't sound great, but I was like, you know, we'll do what you have to do, and that didn't work out. It's not even a utility sink, so my bathroom is a small bathroom, so the sink is also the kitchen sink, and I mean, think about it, you guys, that's pretty gross. But because it's not a utility sink, it's not even big enough to wash a skillet or my blender, and my back door is right here, which is the door that they gave me a key to. It's a separate lock from the rest of the house. Finding that out was hurtful, but because that's really where I'm supposed to be going in and out, but it's just nothing but mud back there basically, and they're going to try to they've got some pavers that they have they're going to, you know, make a walkway, and I'm going to try to figure out something else to at least be able to lay something out there, some artificial turf. My friend said, so that I can have some outdoor space, because I don't have any outdoor space. So, but right now it's just not usable, and I just had to ask my son. I'm not gonna lie, I was very upset. I'm like, look, can I just have a garage door opener? Because when I first asked for one, I got to look like, well, but that puts you coming into our space. But, you know, but I finally told him, I was like, look, until this, you know, like until this gets done, I really need, I need a garage door opener. It's a split level house. I can't see you guys up there if I come in and out. I mean, it's a door that's right outside, you know, my living area. So, you know, on the other side of the room is one door that I don't know if it was a door that's already here, but then there's the laundry room of the house, and then they added another door on the other side of that, which separates the bottom of the stairs, you know, of their area and my area. So you go through two doors to get into my living room, and the laundry room is out there, but that's also where they ended up putting the refrigerator, because it also ended up being carpeted down here, which wasn't supposed to be. So the refrigerator, which wouldn't even fit in that bedroom anyway, because I measured, the refrigerator's in the laundry room, and the microwave's over here in the spare bedroom, and the sink is the bathroom sink over here, and it's quite a large area, but it's beyond overwhelming. I go to make my shake, and I'm like, I'm going here and here and back and forth, and like, and where do I put anything? And Okay, and I got to go back to the fridge and the laundry room and then come back over here. And it's just, I know. And it sounds, I don't want to sound, like petty. I hope I don't come across as sounding petty. It's just, I was at my apartment for a year, and I have a very strict routine. You guys know how I feel about diet and stuff, and I've had a very, very strict routine that I did as far as, what little I do cook, and with my protein shake and all of that, and and being able to go to my kitchen and use the garbage disposal if I needed to at 11 o'clock at night or whatever, something like that, and all those kind of things, and so that is an overwhelming adjustment that under normal circumstances would be like, okay, so this is a pain in the butt, but when you're going through this, it's like everything is like, what? I got to do what now? And so yes, I'm not gonna lie. Have I understood everything that's happened since I've been here? There's been some major drama. There's been some lashing out. There's been some arguing. There's been a lot of hurt. There's been a lot of crying, and well, with me, and a lot of pleading and God, and just let this be over with, because I'm just done. I'm just done with family, with friends, with people, with just everything. I'm just like done. It's like, and by day 4, it seemed like they clearly were not going to be able to handle, everything, and I was like, I give up, and I posted on Facebook like 3 days ago, and I was just basically that, and I haven't gone back. I know I've got people worried, and maybe that was somebody that has my number checking on me, because I need to get back on there, and because I was just like, I can't do this. I feel, honestly, I feel more alone now that I'm not alone than I did when I was alone, and because at least when you're technically alone, people are for a year, people just have their excuses, or they, and nobody's ever showing up. Church, we'll get to church on a whole separate video. But it's just, you can't believe what's happening, and you can't believe that you've been there all that time, and, and nobody's stopping by, and nobody's checking on you, nobody's coming by to pray, and you guys, I've talked about it before, but so you feel very alone. You feel very let down by your children, and at least my youngest has let me know on more than one occasion that he knows how much he has failed me in this process, and so he does acknowledge it, but everything we had talked about was supposed to be better for me, and everybody thought it was going to be better for me. But you'll be with family dinner, and blah, blah, blah. No. It's just, that's just not the case. And I kind of knew to a certain extent what I was getting into. And I just didn't want to really tell people that, really go into detail, because I adore my children, and I don't want to be talking ill about my kids. I can say, I've said before, and my youngest I told him, I said, I have said on video that you haven't come through for me, or that you've let, but I don't want to sit here and be like, well, they're not doing this, and they're not. First of all, that's not what this is about. That's not what you guys need to see and listen to. This isn't about Shelley's personal dramatic life. Except for when it reflects what we're all going through, which is alienation, abandonment. Even when someone tries to say they understand, or it tries to be there for you, but believe me, I got a lot I could say, negative stuff that I could say about family, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt my children. I don't want to lash out to them any more than I already have. So what are you going to do? I mean, we love our kids. As parents, we let our kids down at times. And did I ever think or we ever thought we'd be going through this, and did I ever think that if I was sick that I would be feeling this way by my family and by my children? Absolutely not. But I mean, it just comes down to you know, acceptance of, and gratitude for what it is and what it isn't. You guys know I like to say it is what it isn't. And I think I'll do a video entitled that at some point, because there's so much that it really isn't. And our lives just, they are changed unbelievably, like we never could have imagined. And so what do? We can have a pity party, and I know I do that sometimes, and then I feel guilty about it, because there's other people like you guys watching this. There's other people out there that reach out to me, you know, like Hayden, and people like you know, whether you're going through Parkinson's, or people that are going through cancer, people that are going through, you know, a lot of other people that are going through a lot of other really more severe illnesses, and along with this too, you know. So those of us who are just going through it, and it is a big just, her just going through benzo withdrawal, in some ways it's like, well, praise God that I'm not going through, I don't know how people are going through other stuff too. So I'm really just trying to focus on, this is not an ideal situation. If I had it to do over again, if I had a few months in advance and knew everything I know now, I don't think I would likely would not be here. It's not going well. And I feel it's putting a kind of like a further wedge between, you know, my youngest son that's always been kind of really my best friend, and I've always been so incredibly close to him, but he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, and I'll just leave it at that. So, but, you know, so what do? We take what we have, we take the good, and, you know, and we make the best of what we have and what we can do. And, you know, because I got in my car and drove to a park. I'm not comfortable. That's another thing. This subdivision, it's not a good subdivision. I thought my apartment this is not a good subdivision. So I don't feel comfortable walking in the subdivision. So I don't have that I had in my apartment also, where I could just go right outside my complex and have a really nice area to walk. I have to get in my car and drive over to a local park. But I was still able to do that. And I went and did a 3-mile walk. And there's so many of you guys out there that would just be like, give anything like, wow, I wish I could go for a 3-mile walk like Shelly just did. And you know, so that alone, I mean, how can I not be incredibly grateful, you know, for that in itself? Now, 3 days ago, because I'm trying to make this place as self-sufficient as I can, and give them their, you know, their private space that I know they want, that they want. And I went to Walmart, and I think it took me 30 minutes to pick out a dang trash can. It was just like, you know, that's how our brains are like not functioning. And I'm just trying to get all this stuff. By the time I got out of Walmart, I felt like I'd been in there for like 2 hours, and then it started panic, the anxiety, the panic, and like, you got to get out of here, and all that weird, crazy stuff starts happening that I never experienced before, you guys. And I want to say that again. Some of you have. I never experienced any of this type stuff till coming off of benzos. So this is, even though it's been almost 2 years now, it still feels new and unbelievable when you're out somewhere and it happens. I don't have agoraphobia. I didn't develop that. I look forward to when I can go out, but as I'm going into a store, I do kind of start feeling like, okay, are you going to be okay? And then weird things start happening, the disorientation, sometimes the detachment, the derealization, and then like, and it seems like, you know, one of those slow motion type things, and but that's what was happening. I mean, I was okay at first, but then the longer I was in there, the more I was like, and then I was getting frustrated with myself. Like, why is it taking you so long to pick out a trash can? What's your problem? Because things just weren't like, firing right as they don't through this process. So by the time I left, I was literally like running to my car. I always park way out in the parking lot because that might be the only exercise that I get for the day. So I'm going to make sure I park way out in the parking lot. By the time I got to the car, I couldn't drive. And then I was angry. I was just livid. I was so angry at people, angry at the drugs, angry at doctors. And I was tweeting because I've gotten more involved, and I'm just sitting there because I couldn't drive. I knew I couldn't drive back home. And it was getting later in the evening, and I still needed to come home, drink another protein shake. I'm still doing that every night, but I haven't anything else offered to me. So, it's like, it is what it is. I'll drink my dinner again. Yeah. Anyway, but hey, I have that, and but anyway, I'm tweeting. I'm so angry, and then by the time I got home, I was in just 100% just despair mode. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I shouldn't be feeling. I feel more alone than I ever have in my life, and yet I'm not alone. And this is not better for me. I was just like, and I was crying out to God, like, I just don't want to wake up tomorrow. I don't want to wake up tomorrow. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to deal with any of this anymore. I don't want to deal with the physical, the mental, and I literally felt like I was mentally it was just mental torture. If you guys are going through it, you get it. Other people go like, well, what do you mean? You mean you were just like, you felt depressed and you felt, upset? No, it's you can't describe it to people. It's literally a mental type torture that, like, if you're put in solitary confinement, and not only the physical torture of that, but it's this mental type that you can't really put into words, and that's what I was feeling. It wasn't like, oh, poor me, and like depression. It was so beyond that. And then I put it on Facebook, and I'm asking for prayer because, I still have a handgun, and and you're just like, don't want to do something stupid, and in this area subdivision and with no security system yet, I don't want to get rid of my gun. So anyway, so I put that, and it's like, and I'm on my little yoga mat here, and I'm spilling stuff, and anyway, I'm not starting over a third time, but so I put all that out there and on Facebook and Twitter, and then I felt really bad about it because I haven't been back on Facebook to let people know that that I'm okay. I'm sorry for those of you who reached out to me, and then I haven't really been responding. I don't really need to be on Facebook much. I really don't. It just proves to always be toxic to me, and I'm trying to remember what else I was saying, because I said so there's stuff to say, but I can't think straight right now. So, and it kind of makes me want to cry because I'm frustrated that I can't think straight. But anyway, but you guys have an update of kind of the situation, and for everybody new, I'm just overwhelmed by the subscribers. Like I said, this is by no means a professional channel. I just hope to share some encouragement. I told you guys I'm going to continue to share the good, the bad, the ugly, the horrific, because you show that, and then you show a day where you went, and because basically I felt like it was either go walk or explode. I was really feeling that way over some just some more issues that are just going on here, and so that's probably what I'll title this video. It's like walk or explode. And but I was able to do that, and I know a lot of you guys would give anything to be able to do that some days. So I did taper this past Monday, finally, after about 6 weeks, because I knew I couldn't risk tapering with having to move. So I just, and I don't know. I know I had said some other stuff when I had actually had to start over again, but I guess, how many minutes are we at? We're at enough. You know me, I always go long, but for those of you new on Twitter, and I've been meeting new people on Twitter, and they're now following me here, and you guys have been amazing, and all of you, the new comments, and I just blown away, and especially, for people like like Hayden, and the people that are going through, something like Parkinson's or cancer or horrible other illnesses besides this. I can't imagine that. And if I already said that, I apologize, because I don't know if it was on my first take or take two here, but, and yet you guys are so compassionate, and you reach out to me, and that's really what I want this channel. I don't know how to do all the fancy tech stuff, you guys, and and the my oldest son, he's a bigwig with AV tech. He runs all the sound at the home office of Chick-fil-A here in Atlanta, so he does all the audio visual. He's the head guy over that department at the home office of Chick-fil-A, so he would know everything, but we just don't communicate much right now, and I just have to keep praying about that situation or that relationship, and because I miss my son, and I don't ever see my grandson, but so I could be learning a lot, because he's definitely, that's what he does for a living, and and not only also a brilliant musician, and as both my boys are. My youngest that I'm living with is actually recording tonight. He's working on a CD that his band started about 2 years ago, and then the band broke up. The CD never got finished. Now they're actually trying to finish it, and they're having a big CD concert release party or opening at a very large church here in a couple of months, and that's where he's at tonight. And so they got a lot going on. But anyway, so I know there's things I forgot to say that I said before, but since we're, I think, at 30 minutes, I would just let it go, and just know that I am very beyond grateful for the support that you guys give to me. And the song that I'm going to end up hopefully doing for you this weekend is a reflection of that. And I would love to say that I wrote it, but it's actually a Warren Barfield song. He's one of my favorite artists right now. And I'm not going to say the name of it yet, but, and yeah, because you guys, I don't really know where I'd be without you guys. I really don't. And those of you who have come into my life through this or through the support groups on Facebook, which I don't do much anymore. But I want to say a very special thank you to Baleen. Some of you know her, and this is the compassion and kindness of this community. For the most part, I was just called a over dramatic shyster by someone on my channel. I think on my last video or one of them, but he was also someone that thinks benzos are helping millions of people around the world. So whatever. I for the most part, I think in over 30,000 views right now, I think I've only had three ugly comments. So I'll take those odds anytime, and an occasional thumbs down, and whatever. So, but Baleen is someone that some of you know, and she's going through a terrible, horrific time, as many people are with this. Yet she had heard me say on one of my videos that I really needed to get a laptop, because I'm trying to keep up with Facebook and was Instagram and Twitter now, and all the comments here with just my phone, and it's like overwhelming, and she and her husband, as sick as she's been, they had a spare laptop, and they actually sent me a laptop. I mean, and I was crying to my son the other day because it's like you can't. You've got all these people around you that've known you forever. That I've been in this county a very long time. People that have known you that never showed up at your apartment, that never offered to bring you food, that never offered to bring you dinner, that never offered nothing. Your church took you off the email list. You got nothing. And here, someone you've never met before, goes to the time and trouble and sends you a laptop, which I will be reimbursing you for the shipping, okay, beginning as soon as I can. And it's just like, and I was crying to my son about that. It's like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be total strangers. But some people will say, well, but Shelley, that's because they understand what you're going through. So you can't expect people to understand what they haven't experienced. No. That's when I say, no, back up. And you guys have heard me say this before. Don't say that to me, because I've never experienced cancer, and other illnesses, but it's like I've said before. All you should need to know is that someone is hurting, someone is suffering, someone is alone, someone is in despair, someone doesn't have food, someone or whatever. That you should not need to know any more than that. You don't need to be going through benzo withdrawal syndrome to show compassion and support and empathy and love and God's love, and which is what I want to do. And represent, and because he lives in me, and I believe that's what he expects from me. And so I have such disillusionment right now with Christians, and certainly with ever trying to know if I'll ever walk through the doors of a church again, which is really, really difficult to say. But so because this person did that, did that for me. But I had done had mailed something to someone. I had made a kind gesture to someone that's going through this, and then it's like, well, and then someone blessed me, and that person was great. I tried to did a nice gesture to someone, and then it comes back around, and so anyway, I'm so grateful for that, and I have used it. It has been helpful. I did finally get it set up, and so I'll just end with that. And for those of you guys who sent me comments and checking on me with the move, and just and keeping in touch with me and waiting, to know how I'm doing. So, and a few more of you I'm keeping in touch with by email or privately, and that's been great, because I don't necessarily have to say a lot here, but we're keeping in touch privately. And if I haven't gotten to you yet, like Jennifer in Arkansas, I love you so much. I just adore you. And I know you checked on me and I haven't gotten back to you yet. But if I haven't gotten back to you, or on Facebook, those of you who commented on my picture I took in my little kitchen, I removed that post and I didn't get back to a lot of you. And I wanted to kind of explain to everybody what's going on. And, it's not a good situation. It's just not. And it breaks my heart, but you know what? We're gonna work through it, and we're gonna make the best of it, and because things could be so much worse. And I know for so many of you out there that are watching, it's so much worse for you right now than it is for me. And my next video, I pray not, but my next video, I might be in a worse place than maybe you are on that particular day, and that's why we're here for each other. So with that, I guess I'll sign off. There's and then when I sign off, I'll think, oh, you didn't say that, but I don't want to do another 50-minute video. And for those, I do have to say, for those of you who took the time to stay with me for 55 minutes or whatever on my last video, I mean, that's pretty amazing. I don't know. I mean, I can't thank you enough, because I really, really appreciate it. And there's some things I left out on my story that I want to fill you guys in later, but because you had to really condense a lot into that time. I needed about 3 hours really, but I don't think you guys would have stuck with me that long. But how long you stuck with me was like, wow. I mean, it really touched me. It really meant so much to me. So now it's like, yeah, it's like 9 o'clock, and I went ahead and did this now because I knew if I went ahead and showered and did all that and wet hair, I probably wouldn't have done it, and I just wanted to go ahead and do this. And I spilled my shake and made a mess when something happened. Anyway, and I'm rambling, of course. And I'll end with I found this when I was looking in the thrift store for some more figuring out how I'm going to live. I actually found this this shirt, and it says let me read it. Be your own kind of amazing, because something beautiful is on the horizon. So be your own kind of amazing, because something beautiful is on the horizon. And I saw this shirt like at the Salvation Army for like $1. I was like, oh, I have to have that shirt, because it's like, I want us all to cling to the fact that first of all, we are amazing no matter what anybody says, and that beautiful things are on the horizon, you guys. And whether it's on a window of a day or whether it's just when we get through this, because people that have gotten through it say life is just, it's so incredible once you get through this, because you appreciate just the tiny little thing. Like Poet, love you, Poet. Thanks for mentioning me. When you showed your little your little daffodil and that, I thought that was so beautiful the way you showed that. But just those just intricate details of life, the intricacies, I love that word, the intricacies of life that are just so beautiful and so fragile and so precious, and all the things we used to take for granted that we will never ever take for granted. I got in some terrible traffic today, but I mean, yes, I was a little anxious, but I don't get angry. It's like I started to, and I caught myself. I was like, whoa, girlfriend, you're not going to get angry, because guess what? You're behind the wheel of a car and you're driving, and you just went and walked. So don't you even get upset because now you got stuck in traffic, or this guy just cut you off, or this happened, or whatever. So I catch myself and I'd be like, don't you dare, because you know what? God blessed you, and don't you get angry about anything. We can get hurt and angry about people and doctors and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just talking about all the little stuff that used to just really, frustrate us or aggravate us, where there's all that kind of stuff. So anyway, okay, I'm going to say good night and upload this and finish my shake that I first have to clean up, because I'm on my yoga mat. Because I was sweaty, and which, by the way, I tried yoga. I hate yoga. And but my mat is great for when you're sweaty and doing stretches and stuff. But anyway, now I have a big mess all over it. But better than on the carpet, right? Oh, because I didn't tell you. This was on my other video. I've been overwhelmed trying to figure everything out and trying to get my protein shake made. And there wasn't supposed to be carpet here. And, you don't want carpet in your kitchen area. And I didn't have the lid secured on my Ninja blender. And I went to pour it in my because I do enough for 3 days. And, oh, man, I caught it within a split second, because it just about went, this huge blender of just about went all over the carpet. And I don't know, that might have been it for me, guys. That might have been the final straw, believe it or not. Because even though this is milk chocolate brown carpet, it is new carpet, and but not what you want in a kitchen. But yeah, so at least I was smart enough to put my yoga mat down here sitting, and set it down there, because I just spilled it all over, but it went on the yoga mat. Okay, I'm done rambling. I love all of you. To my family who says that they're watching my videos now, I don't think my kids watch it, but I love my family, and I don't understand what's happened. I don't. But you know what? I I unfriended all my family on Facebook because of, I felt like I was being betrayed in ways, and getting messages on my phone, and I was like, okay, well, and that was really hard, but it's like I'm just gonna have to disconnect to do what's best for me right now. So anyway, but I'll think of what I forgot, and I'll tell you later, and hopefully I'm going to be able to manage to sing this beautiful song for you guys tomorrow, maybe. And I just want the song to stand alone, so I don't want it to be like part of a video. So, because then if you ever just want to hear the song sometime, you just pull that up. And so, okay, all right. So, God bless you guys. I know you guys, everybody's going through so much, and I know I keep in touch with a lot of you guys, so I know, and I've been, and so many of you guys that I can pray for specifically. I do. I pray for this community as a whole, and so yeah. With that, I'll go ahead and stop since my 30-minute video went to 40. Sounds like a good old country song, right? Well, my 30-minute video went to 40. Okay, now I'm just being totally goofy. But, hey, I don't know. Seems like everything could be a country song nowadays. I'm going to write it. I'm going to write some kind of Benzo Withdrawal. In case y'all don't know, I was a singer-songwriter. Well, yeah, some of you know because I've played a couple of my songs at the end of a couple of my videos. But I'm going to write some kind of, I don't know what it is. I'm going to write some kind of song that's going to be my Benzo song. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But one day I'm going to do it. I don't know if it's going to be a country song. I don't know what it's going to be. Probably won't make it on the Billboard Top 40. But anyway, all right. Love you guys. And something beautiful's on the horizon. So now you're going to watch me press the button, turn the phone off, until I get my tripod. Good night.